Go forth and set the world on fire. You will be leaders in your fields. You will teach young people amazing skills and ideals. You will discover cures for diseases and produce new knowledge.
Father Lannon told me his desire to return to Creighton and be president was so strong that if it meant he had to be a short-term president, that he was willing to be that president, that he knew that Creighton had a solid foundation, but that we needed to chart a course for the future. And he really felt strongly that he was the leader to do that. And I think he knew that that could come with a big price. And so even though his tenure hasn't been as long as I think any of us would have wanted it to be, the impact I think will be great.
I, as an alum, am incredibly grateful for his service in that what he's been able to accomplish in a short amount of time has been absolutely remarkable. When you think about the change of the medical landscape and the transition to Allegiant Creighton Health, the move to the Big East Conference, I mean, two very major changes that happened in a short amount of time, I think we owe a great deal of gratitude to him.
He was perfect for Creighton, just an all-around guy, just about making everything better for the student athletes and just everybody involved.
Students are sad that the university is losing such a great leader, and that's what he's really viewed as by a lot of students, as a really great, positive, strong leader that's impacted their lives. Even though he might have only met a certain student once or twice, or even not at all, I think everybody feels that they're connected to him somehow and that he's impacted their Creighton experience in some way.
I've known Father for a long time, and Father Lannon has to wear a lot of different hats, and he has to be up to date on a lot of different issues here at Creighton. But the thing that's always impressed me about Father Lannon, I think what motivates and drives him primarily, what his focus is that he is a Jesuit priest. And that is always first and foremost in Father's mind. And I think that's what guides him when he's facing tough decisions and trying to decide what to do. He goes back to his roots, and that is he's a Jesuit priest first and foremost.
More change has happened in the last few years than the whole time I've been here. So, and you know, change is hard, but it's been introduced in a way that I think is accessible to faculty, and I think that we need to just keep that going. So keep mixing things up and bringing in new ideas and kind of pushing the limits of what we can do and who we are.
He had to make some tough decisions, and people aren't going to understand what all went into those tough decisions. He deliberated over them a lot and took a lot of things into consideration. He didn't do things lightly.
Find hope and trust.
One thing about his style that really stood out to me was his sense of fairness. I recognized it from day one when he came on campus, and you know, there were times when he would not do something out of the ordinary because it simply wasn't fair.
When I was a freshman walking down the mall, he was this guy, everyone was like, oh, he's the president, he's the head honcho. But I remember specifically one day last year, it was a bad day after finals, we were throwing the Frisbee and I was not feeling good. So I walked back, and Father walks up to me and he's like, how are you doing today, son? He's like, I'm doing good, how about you? And he's like, I'm doing great. And then he asked me all about my day. Like he has time for that. And it was really, I don't know, it was touching to me that he actually cared that what this freshman thought about the university and how his day was going. It was, I don't know, it was a great experience.
As a junior at Creighton Prep, I had an opportunity to have lunch with him, and a lot of my classmates had prodded me along to say, how does he know all of our names? You have to find out. And so I learned at that time that he would sit at night and flip through the school Rolodex and memorize people's names in them, and he would greet us each morning outside of school and call you by name. It really made you feel special as a young man.
He's the real deal. He's a very genuine person. He takes his role and being a good steward of Creighton's resources so seriously. And I also appreciate his pastoral side, that he really lets us see the whole person. We see him as a leader, we see him as an effective administrator, and we see the pastoral side, that priest, that work that he was really called to do, and that he will speak to all parts of that in his leadership style.
You certainly come away with an understanding that father is a people person, interested in what motivates, you know, the people in your college, both faculty and staff, what the students think. Are they enthused? Are they happy? Or what are their challenges? Those kinds of things.
Creighton was founded in 1878, and it's been served by a lot of incredible Jesuits over those years. If you walk in Creighton Hall, on the first floor, there are a row of pictures of all the Jesuits that have served as president. And while we are going to miss Tim, Tim would be the first to say that it's the faculty and staff that were here before me, and it's the faculty and staff that are going to be here after me that make up Creighton and will continue to move Creighton forward and protect its mission. So Creighton is made up of a lot of people, and the president is very important, but it's the core, it's the faculty and staff that are here year in, year out, that are heart and soul of this university, and things will continue, even though we will miss Tim.
I was celebrating at the Mass last Thanksgiving when he had a little heart murmur that led to his resignation. And it was scary, and the times after it were scary, and I think the university feels unsettled that he's leaving. And so, as somebody who loves Creighton, as a Creighton alumni, and as an employee of Creighton, I am really sad he's leaving. I'm really sad, because he's a great leader, and we need him, you know. Not just him, but we need someone like him, and he would have been wonderful. So Tim, we miss you in that way. As a Jesuit, as a brother of his, I'm so proud of him, because basically what he's saying is this is the way I want to live as a Jesuit, is he's saying, yeah, I could be the leader of this very powerful institution, and thereby be very powerful and influential. But what is more important to me than being powerful and influential is being a priest. And so for him to want to go do pastoral work, to help God be in contact with people and people with God, that is the height of edification. I'm very proud of him.